everyone, to the Muskie Sports Network. I'm Tom Caudill, and joining me today, Muskingum men's and women's head golf coach, Blake Hartford. Coach, welcome to Coffee with Coaches here on the Muskie Sports Network.
Thanks, Tom. Happy to finally get to talk to you.
Hey, Coach, Coffee with Coaches presented by Jennings Java. If you're looking for that fresh roast experience, there's none better than Jennings Java. Visit jenningsjava.com for all your options. Fresh roast experience with Jennings Java. Yeah, Coach, glad we're able to connect here. I mean, we're not too far off right now from teeing it up and getting out there on the golf courses, and that's exciting in its own. But this is a great opportunity to let our fans and everyone get to know who you are a little bit different than just a coach. And we'll start it up with, where did you grow up at? When did you first start developing that love for golf?
Yeah, so I'm from Spring, Texas, about 30 minutes north of downtown Houston. I really didn't even play golf until high school. I played football, baseball, basketball, ran track, did everything up until my freshman year, and broke some bones playing football. And the football coach was the golf coach. Kind of got me more into golf, and picked it up and just fell in love with it. Literally from my freshman year on, I played till dark every day. My best friends, I'm getting married in September, and my entire groomsmen party are friends I had from golf in high school or friends I had, playing golf in college. So yeah, Houston's a big part of me. My family still lives there. But now I'm an Ohio boy.
Now you're a Buckeye. Hey,
Yeah.
Muskie. Hey,
Muskie, yeah.
Are you getting married on a golf course?
Our reception is at a golf course that our assistant Lori used to be assistant golf pro at. So
Awesome.
we're getting married at church, kind of right next to the course, and then heading over there. Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. What was it like for you? I mean, in high school, when did you think like, hey, golf is something I'm going to do beyond high school and into college?
Yeah, I was not a great player starting out, but just kind of who I am, very driven. Like I don't like being bad at anything. So I just worked my butt off and got to kind of the summer after my junior year. I played, some of the best golf I've ever played. I was shooting right around par a lot. But the thing is, in Texas golf, if you're not good your freshman or sophomore year, you're not getting noticed by some of the bigger schools. So I actually had my coach who I ended up going to a small D3 school in Texas. He just saw me at a tournament. He wasn't even there to watch me. He was there to watch some other players, and came up to me and was like, "Hey, yeah, you're pretty good. You should come visit." And at that point, I was between going to college at the University of Texas and just going to school, or playing college golf. And I saw the campus, saw the golf courses. The coach had a really unique way. I'll probably talk about him later a little bit, but a very unique way of kind of how to play the game. And yeah, just fell in love with it. And that's when I was like, you know what, I think I want to do this. And I'm really happy I did. It's been a big thing for me my whole life. So.
Coach, as you're going through your college career, and you had a very successful college career. When did it start thinking that maybe you want to take that next step and actually become a coach?
Yeah. So it was actually that coach right there is the kind of the lead into that. He was very influential in just my golf career, my life, the way I look at a lot of things. Anyone at a college level can hit the ball pretty well. It's just kind of what it is. But it's the mental part of golf. When you're out there, like how strong-willed are you while you're out there, not letting the bad shots ruin your game, focusing on the right things. And that was his focus. And that's something that, instilled in me. And that's something I'm trying to instill in our players. And growing up, I was always big in like teaching people. I tutored calculus like my senior year of high school. In college, I help people with math. I have a degree in math, so I'm a big math guy. But yeah, coaching, teaching has always been a big thing for me. And I was just really fortunate that this position was close to home, and it's a great university like Muskingum, and had that connection. The assistant coaches being my in-laws, and it's they kind of hooked me up with the position. I'm loving every second of it.
Well, I love what I hear here, because you've touched on it a little bit, the impact that a coach can have on student athletes from that
amazing.
mentoring, and not just in the sport, but outside the sport as well in life. And that's big. You touched base on it there briefly. How did that path bring you back to Muskingum?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that coach actually transferred to a different school, a Division II school, my sophomore year. And it just happened to be where my now fiance, Lexi, was a freshman on the golf program. And we started dating pretty soon into college, and been together ever since. Got engaged, and she's from the area. Kind of moved me back here. And then the assistant coach, her parents were the assistant coaches here. I was good friends with the previous coach, and they were like, like you'd probably be a really good fit for this position. And Carrie was actually our neighbor was my neighbor for a year and a half.
Everything's lining up for you here. It's perfect.
I mean, everything was just like, okay, you have to end up in Muskingum. You have to be doing this. And yeah, like I said, it's been perfect for me. Just kind of getting that fix of coaching that I think I've been wanting.
Well, it sounds like you can put together a pretty good foursome for some of these outings around here.
Oh, we can play a little bit.
Yeah. We might need to get you signed up for the athletics communication team at the golf outing for Muskingum next year. And
might need to.
Yeah, we can raise a little bit in the standings out there.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, let's have some fun here for a little bit, and then bring it back to Muskingum. Who has influenced you the most when it comes to the way that you approach your job?
I think two people. I mean, I kind of touched on the coach. Coach McCosker was big on just my outlook on coaching. But just in work in general, I mean, my dad growing up, he worked from home, so I got to see him working all the time, taking calls and just stressed out about this, but knowing as soon as it's over, like I'm gonna go hang out with my family, and, be happy, go to games and all that stuff. And that's kind of how I approach just life in general and coaching. It's just we're gonna work hard, we're gonna get better, and then when that's done, okay, now go do whatever you want, go have fun, go enjoy life. And that's kind of what I tell the players. Like, I'm only asking you to be locked in for 2 to 3 hours a day, like really lock in, and then besides that, your time is yours. Go do what you want to do. So yeah, my dad, coach, they're big for me.
I sit there and think to myself, like, locking in at a golf. I mean, golf courses are some of the most scenic, beautiful places there are. Locking in at a golf course.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound too bad at all.
No.
How do you prefer to start your day?
Yeah, it's funny. I have a dog. Lexi and I got a dog in college, and every day, same schedule. Wake up, go let him out of his pen, take him for a little walk around the neighborhood. I feed him before I feed myself. Get some yogurt, get some granola, and then get going. I usually just hang out with the dog, and then kind of get over here and start working.
What is it when you're at Muskingum and you're doing the job? What energizes you?
It's really just seeing the players like try to fall in love with the game. I mean, that's my biggest thing is like if you're playing college golf at at Division III level specifically, like you gotta love the game. Like you gotta want to be here. You gotta want to practice, want to hang out with your friends even. And so seeing people that might not have liked it as much, and then all of a sudden like, oh, okay, like this is fun. We can get better by doing these little things, and it's so just seeing the little improvements have been awesome. And we had 2 women at our OAC preview that had their personal best ever in a tournament, so that was awesome. And we broke a couple of school records with like low rounds and low tournament, like 18, 36 holes, and that's the stuff. It's less the records and more just seeing people improve and then enjoy it more. I mean, it's awesome to see.
That is. I mean, there's nothing better than seeing student athletes, excel in the sport they're doing and continue to get better, and having that work ethic to want to get better.
Yes,
every day. What about outside of work? Where's the energy come from?
Yeah, just I'm a big I like to travel. I like to create experiences. I mean, that's kind of like my big thing. That's like Lexi and I love. I mean, we've been to 15 different states since we've been together in 5 years. I mean, we love to travel. We went to the Bahamas together. I just like to do things with family, with friends. I mean, I just really anything. Playing a lot of golf. So that's kind of why I work. I just you work hard, and then you go off and go see the world. I think there's too much of the world that people don't get to see, and that's kind of what gets me going.
Coach, have you been to any like major golf tournaments that are part of that experience?
Yeah, no, I've been to a couple. I mean, the Houston Open growing up was a big tournament I went to probably 5 or 6 times. I played in the Shell Houston Open Junior when I was a kid, which is like kind of around the tournament. I played in a Pro Junior, got to play with like some of the pros back then. So that was the biggest tournament for me. I've been to a couple. I went to the Memorial twice in Columbus now, which is unbelievable because you got a lot of great players. The course is amazing. It's just a great atmosphere. So those are the 2 main ones I've been to. Lexi and I are actually heading to we're going to Augusta National for the the Augusta National Women's Am the week before the Masters this year. So that's going to be really exciting. That's going to be once in a lifetime thing for us.
That's gonna be awesome. You're gonna be able to hang out for the Masters too, you know?
We're just gonna hang out the weekend before, but there's gonna be a lot of the tour players already there.
Yeah.
Just kind of supporting the women's amateurs. So it's gonna be great.
That's gonna be a great experience. What about, is there a work related accomplishment that you're proud of?
I think it's more just kind of what I was saying, like the little things that the seeing the women improve, seeing some of the guys that might not have liked it as much kind of get into it a little more, and then simple things like some people that like couldn't hit a shot before I got here, and it's like, all right, we worked on it a couple times and got to the point where it's like, okay, like now it's just part of your game, like now you have this. That's the accomplishments I love to see. I mean, we have one girl, Sam Miller. She could not hit this little chip shot ever, and now every time in a tournament, I'm like, all right, it's that little bump and run pitching wedge. It's like, okay, I got it, and yeah, it's just become part of her game and helped her a lot. So it's
Oh
cool.
man, good stuff. What's something that most people don't know about you?
I don't know. That's always a tough one. I mean, I love sand volleyball. I love just volleyball in general. In college, our golf team was probably the biggest supporters of volleyball you've ever seen. There would be like eight to 10 of us like going crazy at every volleyball game. And I grew up playing volleyball like junior, senior year of high school and just got into it. I haven't got to play it much in Ohio, but that's kind of my guilty pleasure. I love anytime I get a chance. I want to play.
We got 2 sand volleyball courts on campus. And I know coming up at some point they usually do some 3v3 volleyball tournaments. We've got someone now to run the athletic department. Love it.
Yeah, definitely.
What's something that you've seen or recently that's made you smile?
I don't know. I'm a pretty happy guy. I smile all the time. I'll say I'm gonna be real corny here, but working from home every day, just like whenever Lexi comes home, it's just fun to have somebody come home. She just makes me happy all the time. So I think she's probably the key person for me. Key thing that's just always keeping me smiling.
Oh, that's awesome, and she love hearing that, and especially knowing that the wedding is on the horizon.
Yeah,
you're on the right track there.
Yes, sir. I think we're on the right track.
What about when you were a kid? I mean, did you think that being a coach was where you wanted to be, or was there something else that you envisioned that you would be doing today?
Yeah, I tell everyone this, and it's interesting. I never really I didn't have any like big dreams kind of growing up. Like I didn't want to be a professional athlete. Like I didn't have any of those things. I wanted to have a very normal career. Like I wanted to marry an amazing woman, have kids, and have just a very normal life. And it wasn't until I got into school and realized that I am pretty good at explaining things that other people can't explain, that I wanted to get into teaching, coaching, and so yeah, I never really had a career plan like at all growing up. I mean, even going into college, I got a degree in math because I liked math, not because I knew what I was going to do with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just kind of random how I ended up here, but I'm really excited I did.
We're glad you're here. I mean, like, it's awesome. What about this? If we're sitting out, or I'm sitting with some of your friends, good buddies, people who are going to be your groomsmen, what are words that they would use to describe you?
Yeah, I hope that something I just pride myself in is just like being kind to people. I mean, that's something that like I'm big on, loving everybody. My grandpa from a young age was like, he was a pastor. He was a Lutheran pastor growing up, and he was always like, the best thing in the Bible and best thing in life is just loving your neighbor as yourself. And that's something big for me, is just loving everybody as much as you can. And so that's. And for me, it's created happiness for my life. Like it makes me smile more when I try to make other people smile. So that's a big thing that I hope that they would say. A little bit like I'm pretty strong-willed, that like I will. I mean, I'll tell you what I believe and why I believe it. I don't really let people's opinions of me or anybody else affect me. I think that's one of my better qualities for sure. And I know my friends would agree with that one.
That's good stuff. What about if we're thinking about filming the movie, the Blake movie here? I mean, who's coming in? Who are we contacting to be Blake?
I was thinking about this. I'm not really good at picking these things, but I will say I love the relationship that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have, like out on Twitter and everything. Because they just make fun of each other and just have a great time and have just it seems like they have a great relationship with their kid and they just I would love for him to play me just because I know that Lexi and I are very similar to the way he interacts with his wife and their kids. So I would love for that.
So if we got Ryan for you, that means we're getting Blake for Lexi.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I'm in.
All right. We can start. We'll have to start that contacting him out through social media and see what.
I think we need to.
What about superpower? If you could have one.
Yeah, that's a weird one for me, just because I was never really big into superhero stuff. But I will say one of my biggest fears is heights. So it's gonna sound funny, but I would love to be able to fly. That way, I wouldn't be afraid of heights anymore. Just because you know if you're in a plane and it starts going down, then I can just fly away. You know, I guess so I'm just not afraid. Like if I'm on a mountain, I'm looking over an edge, I can just fly away. So I think flying would be cool. I think that'd probably be helpful for me.
Well, I'm thinking for somebody who likes to do experiences and the places that you've been, I mean,
that's true too.
They're pretty easy too. I mean, flying.
That's completely fair. Man, I didn't even think about that part. I'm all in for flying now.
There you go. So we're here to help you find superpowers.
Yeah.
What about food? Is there a go-to food, something that is just, got to have it?
Yeah. Fried rice is kind of my favorite thing in the world. There was a place by my house that I went to it was called Kobe Japanese Steakhouse.
Yeah.
We went every year for my birthday from the time I was 6 to 18. And I got to go again this last year for my birthday when I was down there. But I could eat that rice literally for every single meal. I mean, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's amazing.
All right. We live in a digital age now, Blake. I mean, what are the apps? What 3 apps on your phone do you have to have?
I mean, Twitter, because I get a lot of my sports information from Twitter. I'll get updates, just say, hey, this guy was traded, and that's kind of fun to have. Obviously a photos app, I gotta take pictures of my dog like every day and videos just for no reason at all. It takes up literally half of my phone. Maybe like Peacock TV, so I could have I love watching The Office. Probably my favorite show ever. Lexi got me into that. I didn't like it when we first met, and now I think it's the greatest show ever created. And my uncle was actually on an episode of The Office. I will say that. Yeah, Mr. Schofield. He was just an extra. He does some stuff in Hollywood. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And then I can watch golf on Peacock and watch football and whatever. So yeah, I think it's fun.
Hey, those are 3 good apps, and that's pretty cool about The Office. I mean, I love that show and watch it. Still, at times here at work, if it's during a lunch break or whatever it is, pop on one of those little 5-minute things to see some Dwight and Jim antics or different stuff like that. Good show. I mean, the next thing I was going to ask you is, what's your favorite TV show? I think we found it out. I mean, it's
nailed it. Yeah, definitely The Office. Definitely.
We're all in. So let's bring it back here to Muskingum. I mean, once you got back here, named the head coach of Muskingum men's and women's golf. What's it been like? One, being the head coach, but secondly, getting to work with, what's going to end up being, your future, in-laws.
Yeah. It's been great. I think it was a little more administrative stuff than I really knew it was going to be, which has been good. Ordering stuff and, getting all that lined up and tournaments lined up. But it's been actually great for my organizational skills. I will say that, because I've been really having to lock in and get that stuff done. And then working with Lori and Rich, my future in-laws, and then Lexi, who played college golf with me. They're just unbelievable experience in golf. Lori playing golf at Ohio State back in the day, and then Rich has been golf his whole life. So they have I don't remember what we said. We have 70 years of golf experience between the 4 of us. So I mean, I think we're some of the most experienced golf coaches in the OAC, honestly. So it's amazing to have their help. I mean, there's plenty of things that they'll see in a player's swing that I just couldn't see. And if there's ever a practice where I can't make it for whatever reason, they're always there for me. So having that communication in the family, heck, we'll sit at dinner and just talk about the team. Probably too much, honestly. Just talk about what's going on at practice and players, and it's amazing. It's a great family to be in, and just having that family kind of transition is hard to beat.
So that's special. I mean, it really, really is. What was it? What does a day look like for the golf coach? I mean, if season's getting ready to tee off here in a little bit, what does your day look like? In 2 ways. one, if it's a day of practice,
Yeah.
two, if it's a day that you're competing somewhere.
Yeah. So on a practice day, I mean, during the season, we have practice around 3 o'clock. So I'll get other stuff done throughout the day. And then, yeah, 3 o'clock, we're at the course. People have different schedules. So we have kind of different waves of tee times and people come out. So I'll be out there from 3 to 7:30 most nights, depending on darkness, obviously. But yeah, we'll practice. We'll go out and play 9 holes most of the time, kind of qualifying for events. See who the best 5 are for that weekend. And then on tournament days, we're a lot of driving, a lot of traveling. And then we'll get to the tournament, get some work on the range, and I'm flying around the golf course all the time, trying to keep everybody in line. I mean, I prefer to not engage much on like in tournaments. My goal is to have you ready before you even get there. Because there's 5 of you out there. I can't be with you all the time. So if you need me to caddy you around the golf course, then it's just not going to work out. Now I'll sit on holes that I know specifically are pretty tough holes and we need to navigate. But besides that, I think these players are good enough, and we've done enough work preparation to where when it's the game time, they're ready to roll.
Coach, we've got the indoor golf facility here. It was put in place several years back in the Steel Center. How has the indoor golf facility helped the golf program as you continue development and get ready for seasons?
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, it's tremendous. It's like, I mean, you can't beat it. Even I was at a pretty big Division II school in Texas, and we did not have a simulator there. You need a little more in Ohio because it's getting a little colder this time of year. But no, it's been tremendous. I mean, we're having practice right now, trying to have give people a couple hours a week of work in the off season. They're kind of going out and just working. You get to play courses now. We just got some new apps on there, so we can play 6 different courses, so they can go in there and actually play simulated rounds, think their way around a golf course, and then also just kind of hit balls. And I think it kind of helps create that love for the game. It gets you that itch going before season starts, and that way when it's actually season time, you're raring and ready to go. And yeah, it's been amazing to get to go in there and play. And I'll go try to beat up on the players a little bit every once in a while. So it's really it's tremendous, and I think that's something that entices people to want to come to Muskingum in all reality, because they see that we can play all year. If you love the game, you want to play as much golf as possible, and this gives you that opportunity. So yeah, I mean, it's really, really cool.
Well, the thing, when I'm in the Steel Center walking by, it's a constant flow of golfers out there taking advantage of that facility, which is pretty awesome. Coach, we just opened up this last fall the Bullock Health Wellness Complex. Nearly $40 million facility that encompasses athletics, academics. It's got the community health components. How does that building help the golf program?
Yeah, and I think for us it's a little different. Obviously we're not hitting golf balls in there, but I think that the camaraderie we built in there, man, heck, we've been running around that field playing, throwing the football around. We've played a little wiffle ball in there. We've got team building in there is amazing. It's amazing to have a space that's, I mean, number one, that just beautiful. But you can just gather and hang out with the team. And it's like as an athletic team, and then also I love the fitness center. I think it's fantastic in there. Looking out over the football field. I mean, it's just, you don't get many views like that when you're walking on a treadmill. I mean, it's
right.
It's really exciting.
I know from the press boxes on the top floor, the mezzanine level, and I mean, there's been many times we've tweeted out or put things on social media like best view in college football. When you get the field, University Lake, the trees, I mean, just a beautiful setting, and
it is gorgeous.
Room overlooking the football field just adds the aesthetics of that building. So just an unbelievable jewel crown here in the center of campus, to not just impact Muskingum, but it's impacting the region as well.
100%, yeah.
There's a lot of people in the area, who play golf and outside of our region too. If you're a recruit and you're thinking that take that next step, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you to learn more about Muskingum golf?
Yeah, I mean, my email's on our website. That's like, I check it all the time. It goes right to my phone, so it's almost like a text message. I'm just getting them and responding to them. So I much prefer someone emailing me. You can fill out the questionnaire online. It's on our site. I would much prefer email. Just, I mean, that's you getting to the point telling me, hey, I want to come here. I'm like, all right, sounds good. And that gives me the ability to kind of look at your scores and, see if you're a good fit and we're a good fit for each other. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Coach, I want to thank you for taking time today to join us here for Coffee with Coaches presented by Jennings Java. If you're looking for that fresh roast experience, JenningsJava.com, to give us a chance to get to know you a little bit better and also hear about your background and some fun stories there that you shared with us as well. So thanks a lot, Coach, for joining us here on Coffee with Coaches.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.